afternoon, good evening, good night, whichever part of the world and whatever time zone you're joining us from. Welcome! Welcome to the 2023 edition of the Black Consciousness Festival, where we're focusing on healing and reconnection for a second year. The Black Consciousness Festival is a global platform that connects people of African descent with each other by sharing and encouraging exchange through information, traditions, histories, intentions, traumas, celebrations, legacies, stories connecting to pride, power, and practice. Our inaugural year was in 2020, where we created a month of conversations and activities around topics of Black consciousness. In 2021, we had a few events: a youth festival, a weekend of conversations and reparations, and in November, conversations on shift, as we explored the many ways in which we as people of African descent shared and rebirthed elements of ourselves. In 2022, we focused on healing and reconnection for the first time, and we've decided to continue that theme this year because it's so important for us all. The recordings of all of these conversations are available on our website, theblackconsciousnessfestival.com, and our YouTube channel. As you listen to the conversations, we encourage you to be kind to yourself. Pause, breathe consciously, move, and appreciate all that you are. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome. It's my signature pleasure to be here to introduce Mr. Sean Samad in conversation with Chef Paul Toussaint. Sean Samad is a warrior of light, a Sona Beta, son of Oshun, a change agent. He's currently a candidate for the PhD in Cultural Studies and currently lectures courses on Brazilian and Lusophone cultures at the UWI St. Augustine. Trinbagonian by birth, a global citizen in mindset, a Brazilianist, someone who has a passion for all things Brazilian. Sean speaks Portuguese, Spanish, some French and Italian, and is an avid traveler. He's a quintessential Caribbean person, being of mixed heritage, with a very strong connection to his African sensibilities and culture. Sean, it is a pleasure to introduce this conversation. I'm looking forward to it, a Brazilianist with a Haitian. Thank you. Enjoy the conversation.
Thank you, Erica. And it's my pleasure to introduce our guest of honor in this conversation. We're talking about food, arts, and identity today. And so Chef Paul Toussaint, welcome. A little bit about Chef Paul. He was born in Jacmel, Haiti, Haiti's artistic epicenter, and he later moved to Montreal, Canada, to complete his college education and enroll in law school, as he was expected to become a lawyer, right? Realizing it was not his calling, he dropped out only to graduate a few years later, top of his class, from culinary studies at Montreal's La Salle College. This major achievement opened doors for the up-and-coming chef. Chef Paul gained experience in some of the city's best kitchens, including that of the famed and favorite Toussaint. He remained there for 2 years, during which he honed his culinary skills, and in 2012 he was involved in the drafting of the restaurant's coveted cookbook Toussaint, creators of a new Quebec gastronomy. So Chef Paul, it's amazing to have you here. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Hey, Shen, it's a pleasure. Happy to be part of that beautiful, festival, and let's start.
Lovely. So let's dig right into it. The When we first created the festival, Chef Paul, we tried to understand what exactly is Black consciousness, right? And one of the leading people who spoke about Black consciousness, Steve Biko, in his description of Black consciousness, we kind of boiled it down to 3 words: pride, power, and practice. And I think everything that you do, is represented by those 3 words. So let's talk about the first one, pride, right? Pride in who we are as Caribbean people, as people of African descent. Tell us a little bit about your journey with food, from your origins in Haiti to becoming this, amazing chef today.
Yeah, since I have is like in my early age, all my family left Haiti, and moved to Canada. And at this time, I have my baby, babysitter or like guardian were taking care of me. Like every Saturday, like Saturday in Haiti is a big days, like because we call that like it's like the day of like how we say that basil levy in Creole, and it's like it's the day like you gotta put them on the floor, get stuff like cleaning everything, like it's the day of like to it's the day when you finish your week, and it's the same day too like you have to prep like the new week coming,
Okay.
and with that she got too much on her plate, and she said like, why I don't like teach you how to cook? If I teach you how to cook, you will every Saturday you will take care of the cooking, and me I will take care like of the rest. I said like, why not? Because I love cooking. At this age I love eating. I want to cook because I want to eat more. It was that like I was like 7, 8 years old. You see, that I was like, this is the age like I want to eat good stuff. I want to have that. And after I realized, hey, I become when she moved, I feel it's a passion. I love doing the barbecues. I love like every weekend having the party, take care of all the party, and that's why. And when I moved in Canada, I started to study in law. Uh, but at the same time, like, my side job was like, working in a fast food restaurant, like
Right.
grilling chicken like every day, like, all that. It was a rotisserie, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it was good. Like, I love that. Like, I love, like, it was better to go to work than going to school.
Right. Well,
And
cooking, law.
yeah. Until I realized, like, you know what? No, no, I don't want that. Like, one day I sit with my father and tell him, I don't feel like finish like in law school because I don't
Mhm.
feel my passion there. I don't feel
Mm,
like what I'm doing. I'm not. I don't think I will be a bright lawyer. Because I
mhm.
want when I finish something, I can be the best. But I
Right.
tell him like my best thing ever. I know how to cook. I can cook
Mm,
perfect, and I'm the one who cook and who at home also every day. Like
yes.
for them, they are happy to when I cook for them. But with the black parents, like from the Caribbean, they don't see that. Like when you move in Canada, and
Mhm.
he wants you to be like a lawyer or a doctor, like something with
The
engineer.
old
But
professions, yes.
yeah, they want because they think about big money. This is the way you can
Yes.
make money. This is the
Yes.
way too. They think like you are successful is when you have one of those jobs. But for
Mhm.
me, it wasn't that at all. I want to be happy. I want when it's minus 30 degrees.
Right.
As a Caribbean guy, if it's cold as hell, like you want something like to take you away from bed. And
Mm.
that's why like I tell him I have to, and he told me the only thing like if you want to study that we can stay in my house. Oh, that's good. Yeah, like I have to
Wow.
leave the house, like take my decision and follow my
Yes.
passion, and it is the truth. And and my call and I work a lot, like I had to go to school, like still cooking, like to pay my scholarship and all that.
Yes. Yes.
And from that, I was so happy I finished my class, and I
Mhm.
worked to Turkey, having
Mhm.
some good time at Turkey for 3 years. But Turkey is like Quebec, like Canadian, like big cuisine. I didn't feel like
Your
my
roots.
energy. It's like you
Mhm.
feel I cook well. I'm doing like foie gras. I'm touching like truffles. You're doing all like caviar. You have all those big stuff like but
Mhm.
I don't feel I feed the people the way I want to feed them, and that's
Mm.
why I moved back in Haiti.
Okay.
Passing like 2 years in Haiti, where I work and also do research, like understand why we eat that way. Because when you grow up in the Caribbean, uh, it's cool. You eat perfect every day. Your family, it's fresh from the garden, it's fresh from the sea, it's fresh from the farm. Everything is always fresh. But we never understand, like, as a kid, I never understand why I eat like this, why it's like my story. And
Mm.
that's why when I move back, hey, you start to understand why we have to wash the meat, like, 2, 3 times before you cook it. You know,
Right.
you understand everything. Why you have to? There's a lot of technique that you learn. It's
Yes.
because like you have the temperature. You know, it's not the same, and a lot of products too. You know, it's bio. You know, it's not the
Hmm.
same. Like the taste. When you taste like a mango and Trini or in Haiti, it's not the
Hmm.
same mango when they bring it to Canada. It's totally different.
Very
When you can
different.
have a mango ripe on the tree, you know,
Straight
it's
from the tree. Hmm.
yeah, yeah, you know, and it's all that, and that's why after I feel this is my life. This is what I want to do, and that when I moved back in Canada, I put away like you know the gastronomic, the like you know the French cuisine, blah blah. Like now I see like I need to sell my culture. It was that time. Now I decided to construct my having a restaurant, start to build like you know my you know my career because I want to tell the story. I want to share with the people like you know what it is, and that's why I always say too. I do my cuisine not only for my Caribbean people. I make my cuisine like you know to share a story, to share with the other like communities what is Haiti, what is the Caribbean, you know.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. So you covered the second question I was going to ask,
Yeah,
which is about your practice, right? You talked
yeah,
about the importance of your food almost being a way to communicate, to tell a
yeah,
story, yeah,
yeah.
about what it means to be Caribbean and what it means to be from Haiti. So I want to read something that I found about your restaurant, your current restaurant. How do you pronounce the name of the restaurant?
Kamui,
Kamui,
Kamui. You know,
right?
it's the First Nation, the Caribbean, like the Taínos world, is that it
Hmm.
means sun, the sun. You know, when I like working on that restaurant, and I said like, all the people like you know, all the Canadian when they want to go in the south is because of the sun. You know, they want the
Yes.
sun. I don't want to call the restaurant the sun, you know, but it's like, but at least I'm inside of the restaurant. It's very light, like you know, we have a lot of glass. It's
Yes.
beautiful, you know, and
Right.
that's why I feel like it's better to use like the sun is like I bring people back to the sun. It's always
Yes.
hot inside, and this is it, you know.
Yes, lovely. And it's interesting that you choose a name that is of Taino origin because it kind of in my mind connects to after the Haitian Revolution when Haiti became the first black republic.
Yeah,
You know, they chose the name Haiti because that was the original Taino name
right.
of the island.
Yeah,
So it's this respect for the people that came before us, this connection to the land, and an understanding that yes, we have, you know, the way we do things on our own culture, but there's a lineage, there's a history that comes before us. So that's absolutely beautiful. One of the things that I read in an article about your restaurant, Kamui, is that it's pan Caribbean, and it celebrates all the goodness the islands have to offer, including that in all elements of the restaurant. So the dishes, the music, the decor. And it's meant to reflect the vibe of a traditional Caribbean market. I think that's absolutely amazing. The other thing I read that stood out to me is that the idea of Kamui is to bring people together. It's very much community based. And that's the second question that I have for you. Community clearly is an essential part of healing. Some of the conversations that we had earlier in the festival talked about the importance of community in healing. And in reading about Kamui being community based and to bring people together, what inspired you to create a restaurant in that way?
you know, when you grow up in the Caribbean, you know what community represent for you is that me when I grew up in Haiti, I didn't like you know my father left when I was about 1 month, you know, and uh, after the rest of the family left when I was 7, it's
Hmm.
like I need a community to go, you know,
Right.
to help me going, and this community like you know was like in a small city like Jacmel, is that
Hmm.
everyone is your father, everyone is your mother, everyone like take care of you, everyone like you know check on you, check because I don't have any parents there, but I have all those people like surrounding me, like you know support me, helping me go like be the best person, and
Hmm.
that's why I always feel community is always the best thing ever because when you have a good community, you know you don't have problems. You
Hmm.
know, food is not a problem.
Hmm.
Mental health is not a problem because you have someone to talk. You know,
Yes.
food is not a problem because you have someone. Hey, I don't have food in my house. I can go to my friend house.
Yes.
I can go to another family house. You know, I remember when I grew up in China, it was like that for me.
Hmm.
Like some days I don't have food because okay, my father sent me the money.
Hmm.
2 weeks later, I finish everything, but I have all that community I can like count on to it because I
Yes.
share me when I receive my money too. I share it with them. You know, we
Yes.
do we party together. You know, we're going to the bar together because I got the money. You know, but when it's time, this is I feel community is the best thing, and
Hmm.
that's why when you grow up, like, in the North America, there is no community that much. It's like
Yes.
everyone, like, you have to do your own battle. But
Mm.
compared to the Caribbean, everyone is in your battle. Everyone, like, supports you. Everyone wants you to be successful. Everyone wants to help you grow. If you have, like, problem to everyone, like, is there, like, to help you manage that problem. And
Yes. Yes.
that's why for me, community stories it's so important, and I have to create something for my people and for other people too to come share our community.
Hmm. So, when you decided to open this restaurant, Camry, what are the things you did to make it feel like community and to create community?
um, Even in the construction, and when I think about the project, what I did the first, I called some partners like in terms of money because me, I don't want to go to a bank to make a receipt.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
want like people around me to be partner with me because hey, with that we can share idea, we can share because if I just go to the bank, I quit my receipt. You don't have people to ask for support. You don't have people when you travel who have to come and like supervise everything. But
Yes.
when you create it with your people, you
Hmm.
know, oh, I'm not there like for 2 weeks. Hey, can you pass? Like, okay, me, I will take 2 days. The other guy gonna take another day. Like with that, hey, I can be outside, but I know there's other people like checking on the business, checking on the
Yes.
vibe and everything. And
Hmm.
the second thing too, this is what I do. I call everyone, like I know what they do. Okay, I need like the art director. I
Hmm.
call someone like my partner Oski. I say Oski, I know this is what I want to do. Do you see the restaurant? How you can make it like this?
Yes.
I call other people like my sous chef. I tell him we open a new restaurant. I don't want to be the chef anymore. I want you to be the chef. Me, I will
Nice.
be like the executive chef. I can think like we create. You're gonna take the lead of this. And she say yes. I call another one. I tell one another friend that I have. It's like I know you manage well, like some other restaurant. Why you don't join us, like build it and
Yes.
together with it is that and the restaurant is not only me. It's everyone idea. It's my wife idea. It's my son idea. Like
Hmm.
oh, what you want to do, what to do, how you pronounce that out. It's always that. I
Yes.
create. I created and a community. That's why I can think community because we do a community to create the restaurant, and with that we know what everyone needs. What the Quebec people need, what the Haitian need, what the Latino need, what the like West Island, like the West Indies
Hmm.
need. It's like with that we have idea from everyone. We can create, we can make everyone happy. A Trini gonna come here, he would be so happy. A Jamaican gonna get here, gonna be so because we give them love. It's not only like Haitian because I'm Haitian.
Yes.
If I
Yeah.
want to do Haitian restaurant, it's easy. I can do it by myself. But if I
Yes.
need to do a Caribbean restaurant, I need respect from the other Caribbean. Like
Nice. So that connects to the whole notion of it being a pan Caribbean restaurant
yeah,
where it attends to the taste and needs of anybody who's from the Caribbean.
yes,
You talked a bit earlier about what you do or what you did in Haiti on a Saturday, and I was thinking about this what we do in Trinidad as well, and the things that you cook. What do you cook in Haiti on a Saturday usually? Is there a particular food? Because I know, for example, here in Trinidad, it's for many people it's a soup day, right? So
yes.
they
The
make
soup too. We call
yeah.
it bouille, and Haiti we call it bouillon. you
Okay.
know, it's
Nice.
it's the good it's the good head and trap like bouillon day. And Haiti.
Nice.
Oh, the pork also is the same. They do like it's not a bouillon, but is that they do a lot of like all small like street food, like
Mhm.
a cook, they kill like their pig, and
Mm.
with the rest, what they're gonna do, they take all the tribe, the head and all that. They do this pig soup giant. You got the juice, you got some breadfruit and it, banana and it. It's
Wow.
the best. It's the best thing ever. Even
Nice.
yo, early morning you can have everything, but nighttime, you're waiting for that bouillon. Like it's like this
Mhm.
is something for them too. You need that bouillon to be like,
Strong.
we have to be strong, regain power. Because you're going to school all the week. You're tired and all that.
Mhm.
On Saturday, this is it. This is the day for that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. That's interesting because it shows a kind of similarity in
yeah.
how we live and the kinds of food that we cook in the entire Caribbean,
What
Um,
what people maybe don't know,
mhm,
we start like to go in the Caribbean. We start on
mhm.
the same boat, like they're just like
True.
hey, bring it on a different island. After what changing island from island is like the culture, because example Trini stay a lot with their First Nation. Us, we lost our First Nation. It was
Mhm.
the first spot they come. Because they want sugar, they want everything. They destroy the First Nation. We stay
Yes.
only African with a more like a French, a French
Influence.
influence. But the other part of the island is the same. Is like, is we come from Africa.
Mhm.
We get like in the island, and after generation, more the influence change. This is
Yeah.
it. Like it's
Yeah.
not. It's the same. Like the curry don't change like that much. It's because of the influence. Like we cook the
Yes.
same. We start from
Yes.
the place of green onions or onions, like peppers, bell peppers, like garlic. From that, we're gonna add the influence, and this is it.
Yes.
The Caribbean island.
Of course, of course. And there was a lot of movement. That's also
Yeah,
something that we don't talk about, people moving from one island to the next. I've
yeah,
read I've read documentation about some of the first people who settled Trinidad, for example.
yeah.
They were planters from the French Caribbean, so from
Caribbean.
Haiti, from
Yeah.
Martinique, Guadeloupe, who came to Trinidad with the enslaved people that they had. And so there are these connections that we sometimes don't know about.
We are the same. I always say to people, like, and that's why, too, you can feel in the Caribbean for the freedom, everyone support everyone to get their freedom. Haiti started, but after, we have to help everyone finalize it, because we are the same person. It's not like, we are something different. Like, we
Yes.
are, there is like, oh, we are different culture. No.
Mhm.
Sometimes, when they need to divide you, they always use whatever they want. That's why
Yes.
then in Canada they say like, okay, the Asian like don't like don't deal with like the West Indies. But it's a lie. It's just because they don't want us, because if we understand what we are, how big we are with the Caribbean, if we
Mhm.
connect together and develop it, we can beat them. We can develop better. We can have better like structure. But they want to use us. They want always like to take us as the side when they got their problem, want to resolve it. And that's why they try to always like disconnect
Separate
us,
us. Yes.
separate us. But
Yes.
we are together. You know.
Nice. So I want to turn to the food, which is,
Yeah.
the core of what you do.
Yeah.
How do you believe that food can play a role in this process of healing? For a lot of us in the African diaspora, we there's we're dealing with a lot of trauma, intergenerational trauma, things that resulted from enslavement and colonialism. How do you believe that food can play a role in that process of healing?
But if we really take the big idea and thinking, sit on the table, understand, even when the slave going and the Caribbean, what they did, a lot of them bring what they want to eat with them. So
Hmm.
how this is the way we have malanga, the
Hmm.
malanga with the tower woods and the Caribbean, and it's because,
Malanga.
yeah, the
Okay, tell
tower.
me, tell me what is malanga because I saw it on your menu, and that was
It's
one of the
it's
questions I had for you.
it's towel. I don't know if you're towel woods.
Yes, dashin. We call it dashin here. Yeah.
Sashimi, yeah, that's right. It's not from not from America. It's from Africa.
Yes.
you know
Yes.
and this is like, you, that's why you will understand, because food is the connection with you, with your culture, with your ancestor,
Hmm.
and cooking, this is it. All the Caribbean, when we cook, it's one of our family, who passed us, like, the recipe. Like I told you, I saw my grandmother cooking every day. When I want to be a cook, what I do to I go to culinary school, but every Sunday I'm in my grandmother's house for her to. Yeah, I loved eating rice and peas, but I want
Yes.
her to pass me a recipe, because the recipe is not writing.
No.
It's like, hey, this is it, because it's a very cultural thing,
Hmm.
and that's why I think food is the best thing. Is the best way. Look at it. Every good meeting, every good, like, good whatever. When we want to celebrate, what we use for the celebration, the first of all is the food, and depends of your culture. You're gonna use your food. You're gonna say, hey, me. It's like, even the Asian, like, celebration, like the freedom celebration. We have the soup.
Hmm.
The This is, we share that soup because we have it, because eating together is the only time, like the Asian, like, you see them, they share everything. They share their soup. They share their life, because they want to share, food. Food is like, always, like, I will never see someone, like, in corner of my house, like, hungry, and don't give them food. You need to give them food. You need to share with them. And like I told you, for celebration, we always need food. For resolution of problem, what we do, we sit at the table. What we do, hey, let's cook together. Let's have some time. Let's reunite the family. When we reunite the family, what we want to bring first, it's food on the table. With that,
Yes.
we talk together. We
Yeah.
celebrate. We share our problem. We say, hey, this is what we have to correct. This is what I don't like. But
Hmm.
at the end, this is it. We have to bring the table. We have to cook. You know,
Yeah, yeah. You talked
and
about your grandmother and watching her prepare food on a Sunday or on the weekend, and her not having recipes, and that's something that I experience all the time. I have tried many times to get a recipe from my mother. Impossible, impossible to get. You have to watch and learn.
no, you have to come cook, and it's always because it's like when I cook, and it's like those tastes stay in the back of my, like, I have to get that taste. Okay, I know. I remember she put that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is the way when he put it. It's not putting at the beginning, putting at the end. Why
Yeah.
he put it at the beginning? It's like all those days I tried to do a sauce. I remember that. But I always do the sauce. The sauce tastes well, blah, blah. But I feel like it's not my grandmother's sauce. It's at the end I remember I put the onions too early, because when she put the onions, she finished to cook the sauce totally. And when she cut the onions, she put it and she cover it. There is no heat, nothing. Just leave it. And after you have the onions that mix with, like, it's a balanced, well balanced sauce. It's after, like, yes, it's technique. You have to remember her doing that. It's not about giving. There is some cuisine is recipe. There is some cuisine, our Caribbean cooking is not recipe. We
No,
know it's not recipe at all. That's why a lot of people say, oh, it's not the same taste as in Trinidad. But they don't understand too. It's not the same product. It's not the same. It's not the same love. There is,
correct,
you know,
correct. It's a different kind of love, and they say
yeah, that's right. Oh,
black women cook with the spirit. They don't, the spirit guides them.
this is a lot of time I share recipe with, like, some folks, and they come to me, Paul, why when I eat it in your house is different? I can't do a good rice and peas. But I said, it's not in you. It's not in your oven. This thing, it's in me. It's not like, judging, but it's not you. You will never. Even I give you the same products totally, with
Yes,
them, give it to you, can't, because it's like me. There's a connection with it, with
the
my food,
energy. Yeah.
energy. Yeah, hey, this is the time I have to turn the heat down, to let it simmer now. We do it, and that's why in my kitchen or at home, I don't put a television in my cuisine. No, television is like for the, when it's for another time. Like, even the music, you put it at the level to just,
Mhm.
like, listen, not like, to bother you, because my connection right now is in my with my food.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Can you tell us of a personal or a cultural experience where food served as kind of like a means of connection? Well, you gave us some examples of that, of, with family and that kind of stuff. So, in what ways can the act of preparing, you're a chef, so you specialize in preparing food and coming up with things. In what ways do you think can the act of preparing and sharing meals contribute to a kind of emotional and spiritual well-being? So we're
Yeah,
talking about on the side of cooking.
like your question is like how, like, when you cook you can, like, connect every but
Yes.
it's it's, I don't know if because it's in me. I find that so easy. I find like it's some. I remember, example, in Haiti, when we have a voodoo ceremony, you're gonna feel all the family together, like helping each other. Cause starting, like, the day. Okay, who's gonna kill the goat? Who's gonna prepare like the chicken? Who's gonna take care of the rice and peas? Who's gonna take care of the cornmeal? But like you feel, because we want to, it's like when we do a voodoo ceremony, it's for the spirit. There is some day, like, we cook for the spirit. We cook to reign in the family. It's like bring the good vibe, good energy, and you can feel it in the house. You never heard people yelling or no. you know they're gonna yell only if they feel like, hey, how long is gonna be ready, because it's gonna be time. It's like right now we have to help each other, let's go, bro. But at the same
Yes.
time you feel like it's a connection. Everyone
Yes.
wants to do it, everyone wants to do the best thing ever. And you're gonna see people coming. It's not only for your family, people gonna come like in the whole city, because example in Jacmel, there is day, like, every family doing their like spiritual, like,
Hmm.
event that day, and people gonna come like 40 kilometers away, 100 kilometers away, to come like celebrate with you. And when they come to, they bring stuff with them. They bring their food. Some of them gonna bring one chicken. Some of them gonna bring, like, one goat. So it's like you feel they connect together. Everyone is together, trying to have the best meal, the best food. And it's the same. And we have a movement in Haiti that we call Combit. Combit is like, for the when we do it during the, like, all the process of the farming, when we start like digging, like, the digging, like, everyone come, they working, but there's like two three people like cooking. When we finish, we're gonna sit together, eat, like, laugh, drinking some good rum. This is it. At the and the harvest also is the same thing. Hey, we harvest the thing, we're gonna cook a big meal before we even share. You go to your house, the first thing we have to eat in on the farm, together, like, because everyone come doing the job together, and you can feel it. The combi, it's always good. We are together with that. Before the, like, the rain season start. All the area is ready, all the farm is ready, because we're working together. It's not like we want this guy like gonna like take care of his farm, and the other farm is not like, taking
Hmm.
care.
Hmm.
Everyone working together, that,
Okay.
they're gonna do the schedule and do it together. And we share a meal at the end. Someone
Yes.
cook for everyone. And some of them say, I love to go in this one because he knows how to cook. He's the one who cook better. Let him cook only for the rest of the season.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Connection.
and I do the same in
Connection.
my house. And every Sunday, a lot of every Sunday, this is the day I have to cook.
Okay.
Cook for my first in the morning. I do the brunch for the whole family,
Right.
and if I don't have to go in the restaurant, I do a big meal. I call friend, what are you doing? Come eat with me. What are you doing? Like, family, we are together by the table. Like, this is it. Food for me is the best. This is the real connection. Politics can't do that. Politics is because even when they're doing like politic meeting, you're gonna see they share food. They're gonna bring you food with, because they know they need us. They need that to connect everyone. Food is the connection. Always the connection.
Hmm. Hmm. So definitely, Erica and I are gonna have to come to Montreal and have Sunday lunch with you.
Oh, I can come to Trini too. I think coming
Correct.
for the carnival season, I want to come. This year, I want to
Seriously.
celebrate
Well,
carnival.
we have to talk about that. Yes, we
Yeah,
would
I want
definitely
to see
welcome
it.
you.
Hey, I want to see your food during the carnival. I want to see the, I see that in the television, and the video. I think
Experience
this
it.
morning, my wife talked to me about, she said, like, we need to experience, like, the Trini carnival, because last year we had some Asian came,
Yes.
like Michael Bourne was on a
Hmm.
float, but this year, me too, I will be there because I want to celebrate in my training life, and I will cook. We will like bring 50 people there. We will do a big party, barbecue, having good time. This is it.
Lovely, lovely. So I want to turn to some of the food that you have in the restaurant and talk
Yes.
about, what inspired it. And you'll
Yeah.
tell me if this food is still on your current menu because I looked at the restaurant's website, and
Mhm.
of course on the website it talked about, the food, the dishes that you come up with being a daring harmony of flavors.
Mhm.
Um, the taste of the Haitian dish and the risotto. Is it called risotto John John?
John John, yes, yes, John John, yeah. It's right now on the menu. It's like it's a mushroom that you can only find John John in Haiti. I don't know why.
Wow.
They
Okay.
only we're like I don't know why we are the only island with it, and it's a black mushroom. It's like
Hmm.
it's like you have the ink for me, and with the ink, like you take the mushroom, we do a broth with it, and we do the risotto. Yo, like some people tell me it's better than truffle. It's yeah, this is something like we use like for yeah, it's crazy, it's crazy, like,
Lovely.
and people love it like per day, like you have to work, making a risotto is like, hey, we have to give like love to it, like you have to you work
Yeah, risotto is complicated, so yeah, you have
it's
to give it some love. Yeah,
some
yeah.
love, like, like it's because me, what I want, I love fusion of it,
Hmm.
because a lot of time we eat the same, we eat rice,
Yes.
we call it dirty rice, or we gonna do it, depends of, where we going. That when I
Hmm.
go to DR, I see the rice that they do is like a risotto,
Yes.
but me and my restaurant, you need the name to sell it,
Yes.
this
Of
is it.
course.
That's why, hey, when you say risotto, everyone is happy, like, and the America, okay, let's do it risotto. But normally it's like a dirty rice, like that we have, like, a liquid dirty rice that we have, like we eat and we love. This is it.
Hmm. 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 So the second thing I wanted to ask you about, you have a dish called the ITN, which is
Mhm.
pork, peas and rice,
Yeah.
banana, and akra. Tell us about the history of this dish.
it's it's because when I moved here, I realized, like, when you go in, because Asian never, they didn't do like restaurant, like, sitting restaurant. It was more like, you pick your food, it's like more grab and go, they do. And I realized what is the best seller is always that is grill, the pork shoulder that we braise, like, it's a classic. It's a street food meal. That we have, like, akras. It's like the feeders that we have in the street, like, plantain, the fried plantain that we have in the corner. It's like a street
Yes.
food, and we have the rice and peas street food too. And I realized, like, everyone, when they talk to you about like the Asian food, but they talk to you, they talk about the feeders, the the plantain, the rice and peas, and the pork. Or they have, like, chicken can be there too, or fried chicken. But I said, like, okay, but I recognize the pork, the griot, it's like a classic Haitian dish. I said, like, why I don't do a mix of all that instead of just like, oh, buying the pork, buying I just connect everything together to call it IT, like, the Haitian. This is Lycian, but
Nice.
people love it. This
Very
is the
nice.
dish. I find a lot of, like, picture on there. They always, like, on Instagram. Every day I have to find like someone, like, a story with a Asian, like, I like it. You good, son?
I think we were having some connection problems,
Okay.
but okay, we're
Yeah.
back.
Hmm.
And so the other dish I see on here is the rum oxtail with roasted
Yes.
carrots, rice and peas, and plantain. So, what was the
Yes.
inspiration for the rum oxtail? I've never had that. Love
You
oxtails.
never? You don't have
I've,
they don't put
no, no, no.
and,
We love
and
oxtails in
chini
Trinidad.
and
Stewed,
chini they
stewed
don't,
oxtail.
yeah, they don't put rum in it.
Rum? No.
Uh-huh. No. No, because when you braise, you always sometimes need alcohol. Sometimes you're gonna use like depends of when I like in cooking, we all a
Hmm.
lot of time they use like red wine, white wine to do
Yes.
it because they need a flavor. You need like to bring a special because the meat gonna cook a long time. You want the
Yes.
sauce to get like a good connection, and rum is the thing that they love. You know,
Okay.
when and the North America, like when you talk about rum, they know it's the island. Like when I have my meat with rum, they know oh, it's lovely. It's like he even give us more love, putting some rum in it, and this is crazy. It's like when we
Nice.
roast it, we cook it with the rum. The taste like is beautiful. It's something. It's like in a
Different.
paradise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I look forward to trying that. The other one that caught my attention was the griot sandwich, which has
Yeah.
pork, mayo, pickles, coleslaw, and plantain fries. Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing.
That's
So
it.
tell us
Yeah.
about the griot sandwich.
Just, this is it too. People love sandwich. Sometimes, okay, you don't have money, you don't need to buy a full meal, or you don't want to eat some rice and peas, like but you want a nice sandwich with like something to eat, and that's why I come with it. And I say like, it's the same thing. The pork is like the grill, like the pork is marinated 24 hours,
Hmm.
cool, braised like for like 4 to 6 hours, and
Wow.
after you deep fry it to bring it like the crunchy and the fluffiness inside, it's juicy, all that. And
Yes.
pickles is the cabbage that we have, like the spicy cabbage we have with some
Okay.
vinegar, with the coleslaw with it. Oh man! And when you have that, and always when I have sandwich, I always give you some potato fries because you are in North America, Canada is like it's well known for potatoes and all that. I said like, why plantain is my woods? This is my stuff. Why I don't cut the plantain like a fries too? And we cut the
Mhm.
plantain like a fries, and people love it, love it. You know.
Absolutely. And the last thing on your menu that stood out to me was the Accra cod and malanga. And you explained to us that the malanga is the taro or the
Yeah.
dasheen, and then the cod with scotch bonnet, pickles, and pickles mayo. How do you prepare the cod?
Yeah, what we do is salty cod that we do the same as the island. The big story behind that is crazy. You know, cod, Canada is the number one, like, cod, like, seller to the
Yes,
Caribbean. We
exactly.
are the one where, like, Jamaica, and all those cod, like, in Haiti. When I grew up in Haiti, I always saw the box of cod, like, with the small
Hmm.
Canadian, and I'm in, it's like right now I'm in Canada, but the Canadian don't take the salt cod for them. For the Canadians, it's only fresh cod they use. It's like the
Wow.
salt cod is for the Caribbean. It's like for us,
Yes. And there's a
and
long history, a long story behind,
we had it.
how they would salt the cod and send it and give it to the planters in the region for free, which is
Coffee,
how
I know.
it came into our cuisine. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And right, this is what we do. It's like taking the cod, we put it in the water. We boil it, like to take out like all the salt. And
Hmm.
after we mix it with the flour with everything, and to create that. And to talk about malanga, like I told you, is the woods is the one of the only woods, like the African, like travel with them, and
Mm.
they planted and the property. It was their food. It was the only food, and it wasn't for the black oppressed, white oppressed or something like no. It was
Hmm.
for them. It was the only, and that's why I love it too. It's like when I eat a piece of taro or malanga, it's like it's me. I feel like it's my story, and
Hmm.
that's why we just like do it like a puree, and we do that with it. It's great. It's beautiful. I can. I'm sure of that. I think you will be there in February. I will organize something. Be there. We can do it nice. I will talk. Well, let's maybe do something together for that. I will
Definitely.
come. I can connect with the restaurant, one of the restaurant.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
And I can cook for 2 3 days, like doing a
Hmm.
nice event, like that can be cool. And after two, we can have a nice backyard. Maybe by
Yes.
the by the ocean will be better.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll organize it. Definitely,
And
we
by
will
the
organize
sea,
it.
we sit together, like we have a whole thing. We have all that, like sharing that good time. I think we should do that.
Definitely, definitely. You're gonna partner with us, the Black Consciousness Festival, and we're gonna make a lovely event.
Yeah,
So
we can do
the
that.
last couple of things I want to ask you are about your drinks, right? The drinks on the
Yes,
menu,
yes.
because they have some really interesting names. So
Ne-
I wanna find out how did they come about and what do they connect to? I saw the Shango Punch.
the Shango, yeah,
I saw the Oshun,
yeah,
the Daisy de Caraïbe,
yeah.
and the Eshu Negroni. Tell us about how did you come up with these names? What was the inspiration for these names?
Yeah, because like it's like when I start to create, because I didn't want to create my restaurant to be like other restaurant. It's like I want to share idea with people. I want to share like spirit with people. Because I want them to question. That's why it's like when the guy comes, Shango, what Shango means? They don't know like it's a spirit, like but it's a spirit also with like the iron, the love, like the blood and all that. And Shango, I use the hibiscus as the sorrel. It's like having like a good soul. As in mouth, you feel it's like, it's bloody.
Yes. And
And
sorrel is very, very popular in
popular, yeah.
Trinidad, especially
Yeah.
at this time of year. Like everybody drinks sorrel at Christmas
Drink
time.
so well, like, yeah, it's the season now. They're gonna have like the rum that some family gonna make their special recipe, of it,
Yes.
and putting
Yes.
that. Me, it's the same. It's like we have that. We put cinnamon, star anise, nutmeg. We cook it together, and with that after we have the juice, and from that we're gonna add like some like rum. It's those things that it's sharing all the
Sick.
culture. The nego,
Yes.
the shoe is a nego. Is that we show ocean is yellow. Is that when we work with more pineapple, I
Mm.
do like something like orange, not orange, yellow is like for the ocean, and
Hmm.
it's all that. It's like me. I want to share the culture at this, because I want people to question. I want to
Yes.
share because it's a
Yes.
community, and a
Right.
community we talk, we share.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah,
Of
and
course.
I love. I, I don't practice like
Hmm. Hmm.
but I love like cultural thing. I love like voodoo. I love like spiritual thing.
Yes.
Brazil is the same.
Hmm.
Like Trini is the same. Everywhere, like we get connected with our culture. We love our culture. It's like, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
you know,
And it's
and
amazing how you found a way to sort of explore or encourage others to explore
yeah,
your culture, your identity through the food, right? So you're
yeah.
using the food as a tool to get people to think about Caribbean culture. It's
Because
impressive.
because it was a big problem for us. I remember when I used to study like about our story. At a point, at a certain point, they don't want us to practice our culture, because that's why like a lot of like when they practice voodoo, you're gonna tell them like calling Saint Jacques. It's like they're using Paul, they're using all those names, but it's not
Yes.
normally the real culture. It's because
Yes.
they didn't want us, and they even tell us it's devil, like
Hmm.
practicing our culture,
Hmm.
and they want us to practice their culture. Why you want me? You want to it's like you want to take me out, or take out like my soul, to
Mm.
give me another soul. Me, I want my soul. That's why I want to bring it in the culture. Even all the Protestant, we have some Protestant in the religion,
Hmm.
but they don't accept that. When they come in, I say, oh, why you having spirit name on it? I say, hey, I don't tell you to. Is that I love you. I am so happy you come support me. But this is my story. Respect my story. I respect your story. If you want, if you, I don't want to talk to you about that. You don't come here. I start to tell you, no, you need to change your culture. But I'm selling my culture. If not bother you, don't
Yes.
come. Just
I
don't.
love that. I love that, you're encouraging people to respect your culture and your story. So I see in a lot of the things talking about Kamui and talking about your work that art is included into it.
Hmm.
How do you incorporate art into the restaurant and into the food?
No, because like food is art, you know. That's why they call it culinary art first. And also too, we are the Caribbean. We have the best art, the color, you know, the vibe, the energy that we bring. When we dancing, it's art, you know. When we singing, it's art. That's why like what you need in a restaurant. In a restaurant, you need music, you need dance, you need like flavors, you need like a nice place, you know. That's why it's everything need to be art, you know. And me, I love art. I have a big collection of Caribbean art, and that's why I need to continue, you know, to share that, like, you know, because uh, if I just do with something blank without art, I feel
Hmm.
there is no love, because for me art is love and love is art, you know. You see?
Yes, of course, of course. So, Chef, it's been an amazing conversation. I mean, I've learned so much about Haiti. I want to visit Haiti soon, and you've just kind of encouraged me to want to do that even sooner. The last thing I would ask you is, as a young chef with his own business, what advice would you give to other young Caribbean chefs about the importance of cooking and food for our healing and reconnection as a Caribbean people? What piece of advice would you give them?
The first of all, we have to do it for love. How is that? It's passion and love. Passion and love can bring money, can bring everything, can bring success and everything. Because if there is no love and cooking and passion and cooking, don't do it. If you don't want to, if you think you cook just to make money, don't do it. Because, you know, when I cook me, I know like that clients maybe who have like that bad week, you know, who come in my restaurant because he needs a good time, he need a good energy, and you arrive, you serve him a bad food. It's like you continue to destroy, like, you know his life. And that's why I said, like, when I cook, this is that me, I cook with love. I cook for my clients to be happy. I want like everyone to be like, hey, so happy. And that's why I want you, when you take that piece of meat, you want to cook it, thinking to the other one who's gonna eat it. Say like, I want him to be the happiest person in the world, like, you know, because I'm gonna cook that food for him. And also, like, you know, it's like open mind, because in the Caribbean, we are so attached to our, like, you know, culture. When we cook, we forget sometimes about texture. We start because we want to do, like, you know, traditional. When you're doing restaurant, you have to leave sometimes the tradition behind you, you know. But you don't lose your flavor. You don't lose, like, you know, your culture. But you need to know where you are. When you are in Canada, example, me, I can't, like, you know, serving a dry pork. I want it to be juicy. I want to have the same taste, the same texture, you know, but more juicy. And even the Asian, when they come my son, say, "How's your griot is so juicy?" What? But right now, I teach them how to eat the griot differently, you know. But I don't change the taste. I don't change, like, you know, the way of cooking it. It's just like, you know, I pay more attention to when I'm cooking it, you know, tenderize it, make it more flavorful. And that's why I feel we have to respect the tradition, but we don't need to stay in the tradition to cook all the time. Sometimes you need to be more open minded. With that, we can create better and we can share, because even the tradition need to be, like, you know, renewed sometimes, you know, in life. You're gonna see you start to cook that way, but we don't cook on the fire right now. It's more like you have a gas oven, like it's not like with wood anymore. I remember, you know, now we have to adapt the technique, we have to adapt how to cook, and that's why we need to keep working, keep to be passionate, to be, like, you know, cooking with love and respect the culture, but keep innovate, you know, be innovate.
Excellent, excellent. I don't think there's anything we could ask more of this conversation and of you, Chef Paul. On behalf of the festival, I want to say thank you very much for first accepting the invitation to join us, and then for the energy and sharing so openly about the work that you do. Thank you so much, and we definitely have to talk about you coming to Trinidad in February.
Yes, for sure. Thank also thank the Black Consider festival. I love what you do. I'm so happy to see there is like we still have like those connections. We have those festival exist like to sell our culture, to sell our like pride, our
Yes.
power. Because a lot of time they think like we're supposed to be in a corner, but we have too much to sell. We have too much to show the world. The unity that we have, the love that we have, the power that we have. We need to keep selling it to the world for the world like to know we are the world. We part of
Yes.
it, and we have to make it better every day. We can have a better world if they follow our community life, our like
Yes.
unity life. We need
Hmm.
that.
Hmm. Definitely. So thank you for everything, and we look forward to further engagements. Yeah. Take care and
Thank
have a good
you.
night.
Thank you. Thank you, Shen.